Last week in Shakopee, Minnesota, a new points leader emerged in the form of Arctic rider Tucker Hibbert. Can number 68 continue his dominance here on day 2 at Canterbury Park during the Traxxas Snocross National presented by Jimmy John's? We'll soon find out on Amsoil Championship Snocross.
Welcome, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder for round 6 of Amsoil Championship Snocross. It's day 2 of Traxxas Snocross presented by Jimmy John's here at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. And Mike, a lot happened a mere 24 hours ago on this racetrack.
Right you are, Hawk. Coming into Canterbury, Skidoo rider Robbie Malinowski arrived here sporting the red plate on his sled. Now, we all know that the red plate signifies that you're the current points leader in that class. The top dog, if you will. Last night, where Robbie Malinowski's points lead came to an end, and that red plate is now on a new sled. And the owner of that sled is none other than Tucker Hibbert. You know, and to make matters even worse for Robbie Malinowski, in last night's Pro Open final, the veteran driver, running 4th the entire race with 5 laps remaining, had to pull off the track because of mechanical issues. And I'll tell you, Hawk, that is a real momentum killer for Robbie Malinowski. So the big question tonight is, can Robbie Malinowski look past the errors of last night and rise to the occasion tonight? We'll have to wait and see.
Right now, your top 5 in points for the overall championship are as follows. Tucker Hibbert is currently your new points leader, followed by Robbie Malinowski in 2nd, Ross Martin in 3rd, Tim Tremblay in 4th, and finally Darren Mees in 5th.
Well, we're about ready to go green here for the Pro Open Final. 15 of the fastest snowcross drivers on the planet are lined up and ready for battle. The drivers we haven't really spoken about this evening are Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay. These are 2 fierce competitors. Both haven't taken a win yet this season. And I assure you, if there are 2 drivers out on the racetrack tonight that are wanting to make things happen, it's these 2 drivers.
And we're racing at Canterbury Park.
Hibbert got pinched. Ross Martin out early on, and Tremblay right next to him. Hibbert's going to fall back into about 5th. Oh, he got together with somebody. Did he come through it? All right, he did. So now as we go down in the corner, and look at Hibbert charging. Hibbert already up to 4th place, but it's Martin out front, Tremblay in 2nd, and then right behind him is Peter Narso along with Tucker Hibbert. This is exactly what Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay needed to do. They need to get out front.
You're so right. Ross Martin got the whole shot. Now he's got to run away and hide. He knows there's a freight train of sleds coming up behind him. And look who's already up to 3rd place.
He is, of course, Tucker Hibbert up into 2nd or 3rd place, rather. Here's what happened. Tremblay's got to actually play the blocker now. He's got to block and try to pull away from, of course, Tucker Hibbert. Is that going to happen? Well, we'll soon see. Remember, this. Here he comes. Here comes Hibbert. It's not no more than said that. And look at Hibbert working the back part of the racetrack.
But you're so right about it. Ross Martin's got to run away and hide right now. Tremblay, of course, no pushover. He's not just blocking. He's still got his eyes on Ross Martin for the lead as they head over the Amsoil finish line, the tabletop. It's like this right now. Ross Martin, Tim Tremblay, Tucker Hibbert, 1, 2, 3 in the Pro Open Final.
Remember that Tim Tremblay was the fastest qualifier if you take and add the times of his 2 qualifying heats next to, of course, Tucker Hibbert. Did it pay a psychological advantage as you indicated? I would say right now it did.
You said it, Mike. Tim Tremblay has been tearing it up this evening. Our very own sideline reporter, Carly Aplin, had a chance to chat with Tim Tremblay earlier this evening about tonight's big event.
Hey guys, it's Carly with Tim Tremblay, winner of round 1, heat 3. Take us through how it's going out there. Yesterday there was a little bit of trouble. Got some momentum now going into the second night. Take us through that.
Yeah, you know, yesterday was a tough day for me. Crash on the start. Today's a new day, and my first qualifier was really good. I started in 3rd place and then move up to 1st.
Now he looks to the outside. Now the inside. Tim Tremblay.
Martin had to go out. Martin had to go outside. He just went too deep trying to cover what he thought Tremblay would do.
Your defending series champion is Tim Tremblay, and he is your winner of Heat 3 here in round 1.
I want to have a fresh, good start this time, and hopefully in the top 3, and then just work my way up and hopefully win the race.
We're back to the Pro Open final. Ross Martin continues to lead with Tim Tremblay in second, Tucker Hibbert in third, and Cody Cam back and forth.
There you go, a great shot of second and third. Tremblay just out of turn 4 and down the straightaway trying to reel in the leader, but Ross Martin doing his best to run away and hide. A 1.4 second lead.
And I'll tell you what, Tremblay is pulled away from Tucker Hibbert a little bit. Now he charges on Ross Martin. Let's set up the order. It's Martin, Tremblay, Hibbert, Cody Cam sitting in fourth, then Narsa, Broberg, and Kyle Pauline.
Tim Tremblay to the outside of Ross Martin. Now he takes a look to the inside. He's going for the lead in turn 3.
Watch them as they come back through. He wasn't able to make the move there, and here comes Tremblay making a charge across the Amsoil finish line. Down into the corner. He's going to cut back down underneath. Let's see if he can make it stick here.
Now let's take a look at that again, Mike. You can see Tim Tremblay a good 15 sled lengths from Martin. But then on the backstretch, Tremblay rips through the rhythm section, gaining ground on Martin, but it's right here on turn 2 that Tremblay almost gets Martin. He doesn't make it stick, but I assure you, Ross Martin knows what he's up against here.
We're only a few laps into this race, and it's already heating up. And we've got a lot more racing to come.
Amsoil Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Amsoil, the first in synthetics. By Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. And by the U.S. Air Force. We do the impossible every day.
Welcome back, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota for the Traxxas Snocross presented by Jimmy John's.
Watch them as they come back through. He wasn't able to make the move there, and here comes Tremblay making a charge across the Amsoil finish line. Down into the corner. He's going to cut back down underneath. Let's see if he can make it stick here. Oh, they get together, and he almost comes off.
And who's loving watching this? I'll tell you who's loving it. It's Tucker Hibbert back in third. Seeing the leaders duel means they're going to slow up, and maybe he can reel him in. He starts to reel in Tim Tremblay.
And he's doing exactly what you talked about. I think he's driving that sled right now with a smile underneath that helmet. He's going, go ahead, boys. Beat each other up. I'm here. I know this race is 22 laps. I've got 17 laps left to go. Tucker Hibbert being very patient right now, waiting for one of these two guys to make a mistake.
It's awesome. You know, this is a great place to race. You know, of all the races we have, this is probably one of the best. I got a pretty good start. I was second place and got into the lead on the first lap and just tried to kind of figure out the track. It's a lot different than it was in practice, and I was just trying to figure out, you know, what lines were going to be fast. And
inside, and they made contact. Tucker is your leader over the triples.
I'll tell you what saved Cam there is that sled was so close behind him. Got a ski and kind of kept him from tipping over.
I think you're exactly right. Now Tucker Hibbert in the lead again. That's something we're used to. Tucker Hibbert will win his heat. Heat number 2, round number 1 of Pro Open.
winning is good, and that's what I'm here to do. So I just got to keep trying to finish up front.
Stay up front. That's exactly what Tucker Hibbert does.
That's 1, 2, and 3 on your screen. Your leader continues to be Ross Martin. Tim Tremblay in the air in second, and Tucker Hibbert in third. Hibbert makes his move on the outside, going down the backstretch, looking for second.
Tremblay's going to try to cover it underneath. Now he's got to almost anticipate what Tucker's going to try to do. Got by him. He did not come down and cover the line, and Tucker was able to get underneath and move into second spot. Now, Tucker licking his chops, knowing that the 837 is out in front. He is after Ross Martin.
There's no doubt about it, and listen, Ross Martin needs to keep going and keep driving his race, keep riding his line. Tim Tremblay is not done. Here comes Tucker Hibbert.
Oh, Martin did not have a good rhythm section there at all. And that differential was almost a second and a half, has shrunk to nearly nothing.
Mike, let's take another look at the pass that put Tucker Hibbert into second. You can see on Tremblay's onboard camera, Tucker Hibbert is just stalking the Skidoo driver.
You know, Hawk, Hibbert has been making the same exact move in each race. He'll catch up to the rest of the drivers on the backstretch. Then he'll move inside on turn 3 and then slingshot around all of the competition by the time he gets to the tabletop.
This battle is far from over, so stay tuned because we've got a whole lot of racing coming up.
Next, the war wages on between Ross Martin and Tucker Hibbert for the checkered flag. With just 10 laps left, can Hibbert find the edge he needs to get past Martin? We'll find out on Amsoil Championship Snocross.
Welcome back, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota for the Traxxas Snocross presented by Jimmy John's. And Mike, the battle for first couldn't get any tighter between your race leader, Ross Martin, and the second place rider, Tucker Hibbert.
Ross Martin just takes a look over his shoulder. He needs to stop doing that, Mike. He needs to just get out there and ride his own race. It's hard not to look behind you when you know Tucker Hibbert is coming.
You need to focus on what's ahead of you, and right now he's got nothing ahead of him, so that should make his riding easier. But here comes Tucker. You know, Ross is so concerned about covering the line to try to block Tucker that he's actually, I think, slowing himself down.
No doubt about it. It's Ross Martin headed towards the Amsoil finish line and across the tabletop in the lead. Tucker Hibbert starting to reel him in. Tim Tremblay now starting to back off just a little bit in third. To the inside comes Tucker Hibbert. No making up ground there. Ross Martin slows up a little bit and heads towards the triples. This is where Tucker Hibbert's been making his move the entire race. Can he do it this time?
Oh, look at the rhythm he's got going through here. Ross on the outside, Tucker on the inside. Tucker will be patient, though. He's going to just wait and watch and think about what's going on. He knows he's still got time, and he's got Ross in his sights right now.
You've known Ross Martin a long time. Is he the kind of competitor that will let this get in his head?
No, he isn't. Ross is a very competitive driver, but if anything, I think what Ross is probably thinking of how dominant Tucker's been. He's just got to have faith in his equipment, faith in his riding ability, and he's got to step it up a little bit higher than what he's typically used to stepping.
To the inside looks Tucker Hibbert, but this won't be a place to make a pass. Ross bobbles a little bit, coming out of turn 4. Tucker looks to the outside as they head to the Amsoil finish line.
It's still going to be Hibbert. Now they've got some lap traffic. That, of course, is the 106 of Derek Ellis.
Oh!
They touch. Hibbert rubbing him all the way around the corner.
Over the triples for the lead. Ross Martin trying to hold off the T-Train, but he can't do it. Tucker Hibbert into the lead.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Tucker rode him around the corner and kind of gave him a couple of love nudges. Let's see if Ross can tuck back down underneath. He counters underneath. Now it's going to be a drag race, but Tucker has the position, and Tucker Hibbert moves out in front. Let's take a look at that pass again, Hawk. You can see Hibbert is right behind Martin, waiting to make his move, and that's going to slow Ross down in the backstretch. Then here comes Tucker Hibbert, who gets by Martin on the rhythm section. But in turn 3, Ross Martin moves inside and blocks Hibbert. But Tucker's not done yet. The Artie Cat driver goes inside of Martin and regains first place.
Tucker Hibbert has taken the lead. It took him a total of 12 laps to get it done.
Our very own sideline reporter Carly Aplin had a chance to chat with second place rider Ross Martin earlier tonight about tonight's main event and this gnarly track here at Canterbury.
Ross, take us through how the track is running out there.
Oh, the track's great. There's tons of snow, and we got a lot of fans. This is one of the best facilities we have to race at. The excitement is just unbelievable.
Ross Martin on his tail in second. It's a battle between LaValle and Martin for the lead.
Around this racetrack, Martin moves to the inside, LaValle to the outside, and that Jack Link's Beef Jerky Polaris now out in the lead.
That was a drag race, and it wasn't even close. Ross Martin just dominates the front stretch and takes the lead.
Everybody knows who the fast guys are, and no matter what they tell you, they got an eye on each other.
Ross Martin now about 3.5 seconds behind Tucker Hibbert, and yet about 1.5 seconds ahead of third place, Tim Tremblay.
It's Tucker Hibbert out of turn 4 and once again headed down as we are about to complete lap number 16 in the books, and the T-Train continues to lead. Ross Martin on your screen right now. That's your second place sled. You see behind him, though, Tim Tremblay not going away by any stretch of the imagination. Last year's champion, Tim Tremblay, on that number 11 sled, battling for second place, working around the lap traffic. Now he'll take a look to the inside of Ross Martin, and they will head out of turn 2 and head towards the triples. Tim Tremblay trying to reel in second place, and that is Ross Martin.
And I think right now any podium finish for Tim Tremblay is going to be some good medicine because he hasn't been there. He did not have a good night last night. He struggled, of course, in the last race in Bessemer. For him to get back on the podium and gain his confidence, I think, is going to be huge. Oh,
We've got a
off. That's Ross Martin.
The second place sled of Ross Martin. He has dumped it in between turns 1 and 2, taking him forever to get back on the sled.
Oh, and he's got it's sled's at a tough angle to try to lift up. Oh, there he's got it back up, but Ross Martin just having a nasty, nasty off down in turn number 2.
Mike, let's take a look at that again. Here you see Tremblay inching closer and closer towards Martin at the tabletop. Martin moves outside, Tremblay moves to the inside, and right here, Mike, right here is where Tremblay slams into Martin and drags the rider a good 20 feet off his sled.
Ross Martin has got to be furious right now, leading the race earlier, then falls back into second place, and now this. It's going to be nearly impossible for Ross Martin to catch up with Hibbert in the remaining laps of this race.
There's your leader going by him, and just that quickly the fates change. That makes Tucker Hibbert your leader. Tim Tremblay moves up to second, and Ross Martin drops all the way back. That'll put Cody Cam into a podium position.
Boy, a couple of third place finishes for Cody Cam, the rookie, of course, pro this year.
Cam placed third in last night's Pro Open final, and our very own Carly Aplin had a chance to chat with Cam about his rookie season.
Hey guys, it's Carly Aplin in the pits with Cody Cam, winner of round 1, heat 2. Take us through how the track was running for you out there.
The track was pretty smooth at the beginning of the race, but towards the end it was getting rough already.
That's what we've been hearing. This is maybe Cody Cam's track. Lots of your name being thrown out there today. How does that feel for you? Are you feeling that confident?
I hope so. I like the big jumps and going fast, so hopefully this is my track.
My goal this weekend is hopefully just go out there and ride and be safe and get on the podium.
Well, if Cody Cam can hang on for another few laps, getting on the podium could be in his foreseeable future. We'll have to wait and see after these messages.
Next on Amsoil Championship Snocross, with just a few laps left, can Tucker Hibbert continue his momentum all the way to the finish line? Or does Tim Tremblay have what it takes to move beyond Tucker and capture the checkered flag tonight at Canterbury Park? We'll find out next.
Amsoil Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By LG. Life's good. And by Icy Hot, America's #1 topical pain reliever.
Welcome back, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota for the Traxxas Snocross presented by Jimmy John's. The order is as follows. Tucker Hibbert is your race leader, followed by Tim Tremblay in second, Cody Cam in third, and Peter Narsa in fourth.
Wait a minute.
What are we doing here?
I think Tim Tremblay just got black flagged.
Tremblay black flagged.
Is that right? I saw them point the black flag at him, and he seems very unhappy.
I'm betting that the black flag has everything to do with the crash a little earlier that happened between Tim Tremblay and Ross Martin in turn 2.
I'm sure you're right, Mike. And let's take a look at that incident again. Here we see Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay battling for second. After the tabletop, Martin moves to the outside, Tremblay to the inside, and bam! Tremblay hits Martin, causing the 837 rider to go off his sled and out of the competition.
Meanwhile, our leader is still Tucker Hibbert.
White flag is out, too.
Takes the white flag. We are one lap from finishing up here at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. The team train. The T-Train does go into turn 3 and around lap. Traffic for one final time. Headed towards the Amsoil finish line across the tabletop to 68. Monster Energy Arctic Cat of Tucker Hibbert wins the Traxxas National presented by Jimmy John's Night 2 at Canterbury Park in Shakopee. Shakopee, Minnesota.
Boy, and a big fist pump as he throws his fist up in the air. We are seeing that Tim Tremblay, according to the information we're getting, preliminary information, that he was disqualified.
Well, as you can see, we're seeing on the camera right now Tim Tremblay. Let's say he's not happy with that decision.
You know, they call it the way that they see him. A very, very difficult decision to make, but that's racing.
How great for Peter Narsa to get on the podium here. You said it, for Jimmy John's. Been a very good weekend for him. And Cody Cam, a second place, if it turns out that it is a DQ for our guy Tim Tremblay, and it looks like it is. But there is your champion 2 nights in a row. Make it 4 nights in a row out of 6 races for the T-Train himself, the Monster Energy Arctic Cat, Tucker Hibbert, your champion at Canterbury Park.
Yeah, winning tonight definitely is a boost for us, you know, just to kind of get the ball rolling for the rest of the season. You know, it's fun to be on top, and we've been working hard, so it's a good day.
Feels great, man. I had a goal to be in the final in this race, and now I'm on the podium, so I can't describe my feelings right now, but hopefully this ends up in a good pace for the next race.
Coming in as a rookie, being second time on the podium, I couldn't ask for anything better than this. It's awesome.
So, day 2 at Canterbury Park is now in the books, and the overall points for the Amsoil Championship Snocross are as follows. Tucker Hibbert continues to lead the pack with 245 points, followed by Robbie Malinowski with 216 points. In third place, just 1 point back of Robbie Malinowski, is Ross Martin, and in a close fourth is Tim Tremblay with 206 points. Finally, in fifth place is sophomore driver Darren Mees with 173 points.
Well, once again, Tucker Hibbert wins day 2 here at Canterbury Park. For Mike Schroeder, Carly Aplin, and our entire crew, I'm Chris Hockey. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. This has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.